I've made a trip to Talladega. I've made a trip to Lincoln. And I know what Mr. Carter's talking about. You got some bad stuff coming with it. And I think the citizens of Saraland needs to know the bad side. It's same as there's some same as the good side. Completely, tax money is going to pay for all the structure and everything. If the land's not bought, it's going to pay for it over a period of time. I believe it's 23 years instead of 20. Anyway, the location, I didn't want to be a part of. I know gambling's not coming into Saraland because we strictly opposed it. But it's going to be a half a mile from Saraland, which we can't do anything about. I understand that. The gambling, the casino, not the casinos, or maybe possibly later on, but anyway, the bingo. And I even know some bad cases from there, but that's beside the point. It's going to bring a lot of rowdiness, especially on the campsites. It's going to bring a lot of, well, noise is down on my agenda and everything. And, but it's going to bring a lot of drug activity. With that comes a lot of breaking and entering and other crimes. It's going to bring a heck of a lot of prostitution, especially on race days. They've got it in Talladega. And I can get somebody down here to talk to you about that. They worked it eight or nine times. My son, the county sheriff, the only sheriff's department, has worked Talladega. And this is what they do. They work the parking areas. And he said, you see stuff there that you would not believe. The prostitution, the drugs, fights, the rowdiness, all-night parties. I don't think we can hire enough policemen to take care of them. I know they have 600-700 highway patrolmen there just on the racetrack part alone for traffic. You see naked women partying, even pole dancing. And he sees it every time he's went up there. But you're going to bring some bad stuff in here with it. And I would like to have enough time to let the citizens know the bad stuff as well as the good stuff. Actually, we're going to wind up buying all the structure and everything. Actually, no profit out of this. Any of these things are going to go toward. They're not going to have to spend any of the profit. It'll be all profit. If you're talking about retail sales, or not. But that's all I have to say tonight. I'm still like a soldier. But somebody showed me different. I would like the citizens to know the bad stuff. And I agree with Mr. Carter, what he said. I think the people needs to know the bad stuff with the good stuff. It's not all peaches and cream. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. I was sitting here listening to the mayor and I've listened to what all y'all said. I too have been to Talladega. I know what goes on up there. I have friends that go up there. I know how it works up there. I also know that I've told people I'll take my son up there. And if I'll take my son somewhere, it's all in your area that you're going, what you want to get into. Talladega is a place that it's a lot like Vegas. But I think one of the misconceptions here is that if this racetrack's built in 2 years or 3 years, it's not like we're going to get a NASCAR event here anytime soon. NASCAR events, anybody that follows NASCAR knows how it's going. But I did talk to someone, I've talked to someone in the club that's in a motorcycle racing club that goes up to Balmer in Birmingham. And he said, you know, he was willing to come out here and talk to us. He lives across the bay. And I told him that'd be great if he could, but he didn't get to come out here tonight. But he just wanted to, he told me what they do. You know, they pack up, they got 1,000 people in their club, they go up to Birmingham for the weekend, they take their families with them, they may camp out, they may use the hotels, they may do whatever. But basically he said to understand that what goes on at those kind of racetracks is what we need to compare it to. We need to compare apples to apples and not apples to oranges. Talladega is an event into itself. All over the country, everybody knows about Talladega. And for us to compare it to Talladega, I think is wrong. I think we need to compare it to whatever else we have with road tracks in Sonoma, California, to an oval track, say in Tennessee. You know, wherever we want to do it, let's compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. We're going to have crime. We already have crime here in Saraland. We have prostitution here in Saraland. We have drugs here in Saraland. Now, we can act like we don't, but we do. We can go across the street right here, either way, probably, and find some, or whatever we want to find. But we need to understand that as a community, we need to stick together. We need to make sure we make right decisions. Saraland's going to grow. Whether or not we want it to grow with hotels or whatever, whether or not we want to be a part of this economic development, I think it's pretty exciting, something I never thought I'd see in my lifetime. And I plan on being here. I've been here all my life, and I plan on being here the rest of my life. So to me, it was a no-brainer as far as the TIFs go. You got to give up a little money to make some money. I watched Schillinger's Road grow from nothing to what it is now. And now those people out there don't have to leave West Mobile. And I envision, if everything Mike's told us and what we've heard about the shopping centers and retail, you know, between the racetrack and the interstate, there's a tremendous amount of property that we'll have the opportunity to sell to other retailers. And hopefully one day we won't have to leave Saraland to go spend our money. And that's just basically the way I feel about the whole project.
Okay, y'all got your vote, so do what you want to do.
I will.
And before we vote, I'd like to make a comment. I do agree with the mayor. There are some bad aspects. It's not all good. But I feel that the benefits outweigh the bad, and that it'll be a tremendous plus for Saraland. But I'm sure there are some bad elements that may increase here in the city of Saraland. So I can see that aspect of it. But looking at the benefits and the growth and what it can do for the city, I feel that far outweigh any bad that can come out of this.
There's no other comments. Ms. Ferguson, the motion is second. I'm going to read the resolution that we're voting on tonight.
I need to move that we accept the resolution.
I've already got a motion in a second. The resolution approves the project agreement, whereas the city of Saraland has engaged in negotiations with Gulf Coast Entertainment LLC regarding the development of a motorsports park and related retail and entertainment amenities and facilities on a 2,700-acre site, a portion of which, approximately 1,100 acres, is or will be located in the corporate limits of the city. Whereas the foregoing negotiations have resulted in the preparation of a project development agreement between the city and Gulf Coast Entertainment, a copy of which has been presented to the City Council. Whereas the City Council, after due deliberation, has determined that it is in the city's interest to enter into the project agreement in order to facilitate and promote business and economic development within the city, which will result in job creation and an expansion of the city's tax base. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Saraland that the project agreement is hereby approved in substantially the form presented to the City Council, subject to the city's legal counsel confirming the accuracy of the legal description of real property described in the project agreement. The mayor and council city president, or either of them, is authorized to execute the project agreement on behalf of the city, which execution shall occur after consultation with legal counsel. Execution by the mayor or council president shall be conclusive evidence that such legal descriptions were found to be satisfactory by legal counsel. Ms. Ferguson, would you take a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember McDonald?
Yes.
Councilmember Coleman?
Yes.
Council President Rubenstein?
Yes.
Councilmember Butler?
No.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
The project agreement is approved by a 4-to-1 vote. I'd like to explain where this process will go next. There are ordinances that will have to be adopted by the council. These ordinances are subject to mayoral veto, and this will be done during the validation procedure.